Hello, hello. Welcome to the It's All Good show. Lucas here for a chat. My name is Denise Belisle, and I'm a serenity expert and positive intelligence specialist. I'm so happy that you're here today. Happy New Year's. This is the first Monday of the year, and for a lot of people, you are still on vacation mode. But I'm here working, and I have a guest, which is Elaine Starling. And Elaine is an abundance ambassador. And what we'll be talking today is how abundance relates to your audience and what you do. And what's about is abundance is present in all things. It's up to us to notice how abundance is showing up and appreciating more, so more appears. So the more you like it, the more you'll get, which is super cool. I like that state of mind. And let's talk about why I call this It's All Good. It's called It's All Good because, well, the first thing is my favorite cup. It's all good. And what I feel is that that's my way of thinking. It's all good is like, regardless of what happened in life, like we had a little glitch earlier, and we've been having a lot of glitch lately. But then we just worked it out, and guess what? It's all good. Now it's working. So life is wonderful. And so things of the past, you can't change them. So all you can do is live with it, say it's all good, and move on and learn from your experience. And what about the thing of the future? Sometime you might be in the future and you're worrying in your mind. You say, oh, but what this happened and what that happened, and what if I forget this or what if I forget that? And you can't really predict the future. Things happen, and whatever happened. You can prepare. You can, if you have a presentation, yeah, you want to rehearse, you want to prepare. But if glitch happen, you have to deal with it. So it's all good. So the best place to be is right here, right now, you with us, and listening to what Ellen has to say. And so I would recommend that you go on my YouTube channel, and that will be on YouTube, to like and subscribe and click on the little bell so you're being notified next time I have a live video coming up. If you're watching this on any social media platform right now as we're live, please place a comment, just say hello and ask us question as we go along. Maybe I have some question and you would like them to be answered as we move along. So without any further delay, let's welcome Helen. Helen, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is so fun. I love chatting here with you. I absolutely love it. We have such a similar outlook in life that
Yes.
it's just it's almost like talking to myself in the mirror.
Yeah, I know. I remember when we did our own show, like your show, a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah.
we could just not shut up. So we'll see how long we last today. But so we'll make the best of it. So that's awesome. Welcome. So tell me, what is a an ambassador, an abundance ambassador? So, and how did you get to call yourself that? And so tell me your story, where you come from, and why you became an abundance ambassador.
Well, I have a very interesting background. I studied advertising in college, and I had my own agency. And then I was blessed on New Year's Day 2005 to have a stroke, because during my stroke I had a conversation with our higher power, and I got a complete download about how everything works and why we're alive and how we can live our best lives and what happens next after this life. I always tell people, don't worry about that part, because it's actually a graduation. It's not an ending. There's a whole lot more, and it's all really, really good. So I was kind of shell shocked at that point.
I
It felt
imagine.
like I had just swallowed Google whole, like entirely.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I came out of the stroke with no damage at all, and an assignment to share what I'd learned from the divine with everybody else. And it freaked me out,
I
frankly.
imagine.
I didn't woo before this experience, let alone woo woo. So it was a real learning experience for me. And I realized that an ambassador is someone who opens doors for you, who
Hmm.
introduces you to people, who explains the customs and the nuances,
Yeah,
who makes it easy for you. And I thought, well, that's exactly what I want to do
yeah.
around abundance. And that makes it so much more fun, because you've got an ally in your corner. You've got somebody who understands it and understands you, and can just make life so much more easy and more fun.
Wonderful. So, um, so what were you doing before that happened?
I had my own firm and I was negotiating advertising deals for my clients. I had a lot of Fortune 500 companies in the San Francisco Bay Area. I was
Yeah.
working with a lot of high tech companies and the C suite level. And one of the things that was very interesting to me, we go into these meetings and everybody's very buttoned up. We're very professional. We're very just the facts, ma'am, and cut to the chase and let's just make this business happen. 5 minutes in, the secret had come out. And 5 minutes in, after being all buttoned up and perfect and very, legit, left brain, rational, logical, people would lean in and go, so what do you think of the secret? That whole law of attraction thing? What? And I realized that there is a common thread through all of us. We know there's more. We know there's more. We just aren't entirely sure how to tap into that, how
Yeah.
to access that. But instinctively, we know it's there. We just need to figure out how we can partner with it more effectively.
Yeah, that when that movie came out years ago, that was a big shift in people's way of seeing their life, and some people took it the wrong way. And if I could say, like they say, they believe that they could just sit on the couch and million will land on their lap, which I think they're still sitting there right now waiting. But then,
Well, one of the things that I learned from the divine, I love this analogy. I think it's really insightful. Love is the blood of the divine. Love is the blood of the divine. And you are the beating heart. You are pushing and pulling love through the divine. That's what you're here to do. You're actually in partnership with the divine. I'm trying to figure out where the camera is. You're in partnership with the divine. You're not less than or more than, you are equal to. And
yeah,
here's why. From the divine perspective, absolutely everything is love. Everything. We could see a massive disaster, flooding, a horrible situation, lots of people killed. From the divine perspective, it is all love. There's a much bigger picture, one that we can never wrap our heads around, being human beings. Now, in order for the divine to expand, they had to create us because we experience contrast. We have good and bad, yes and no, right and wrong, all of those things. And that contrast is there deliberately to create challenges for us so that we learn to lean in with love, lean in and trust,
yeah,
and look for all of the beautiful blessings that are hidden in this experience for us. Because often it's almost like a scavenger hunt. Love is present for you. But unless you're actively looking and you're pulling up things and you're looking under stones and you're not going to see it. You're not going to feel it. You're not going to receive it. And yet it's there for you.
Yeah, I believe that regardless of your belief, regardless of your religion, regardless of, what you think life came from or whatever, I think if we walk in with the spirit of love and the spirit of being more love and being more given and being more sharing, and open to receiving, I think regardless of what you believe, that will be a winner
Absolutely.
prize, right?
And
Because
it's
when you get the love in there, you can just grow into it, right?
absolutely. But the thing that is so funny to me, everybody wants something new and fresh, right? They want that energy moving. They want to feel like it's flowing and I'm making it happen and I'm just in the zone and everything's going my way. And the problem is that new energy flowing to you is new. You haven't done it before.
Mm-hmm.
You don't entirely know what to expect.
Yeah.
And you can't control everything. So after a while, you start to freak yourself out because, oh my gosh, I don't know what to expect. I don't know how to control this. I want the energy, but yeah. And so it's this dichotomy. It's this push pull, push pull, push pull thing that we do all the time. We're
Mm-hmm.
trying to pull in new energy, but then we resist. But it's
Yeah, because
uncomfortable.
new energy bring changes, and changes can be scary because it's new stuff. It's like I don't know what to do. Like when you start, if any of you remember starting a new job, especially when you were younger. When you get older, we get kind of used to it, but not always. But one of your first job, and you get there and you walk in, and they give you your apron, or you give you your entry card, and it's like, okay, this is your desk, and you're like, okay, what do I do? Like, it's great, I have a job, I have, but I don't know what to do. So you just have to, and if you just sit on your bum and do nothing, then you're not moving into learning what you have to do. In any type of life, you need to be proactive. You need to step forward in order to make those changes. You need to move into the energy that you want to create in order to get what you want, right?
Yeah. And people don't realize just how supported they are. You are incredibly supported.
Hmm.
The divine wants you to be successful. And so there are so many opportunities for you to experience what you want in your life. And you make a massive difference in the world. You don't realize what a huge difference you make. And I wanted to share something from a book that's one of my absolute favorite books. It's called Connected: The Surprising Power of Our Social Networks and How They Shape Our Lives. Very long
Hmm.
subheadline, but connected. Just remember,
Yeah,
connected.
yeah,
So it came out a few years ago, but these guys are social scientists. They work at the college level. They've done a ton of research to figure out just how connected are we and how much influence do we have over each other. So they discovered something that they call the 3 degrees of influence rule. So if you imagine that you're here at the center of a bullseye
yeah.
and you have influence over your friends, three
Hmm.
levels away from
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
You didn't know that, you thought maybe it was just your friends, but no, it ripples out 3 levels away from you. And I was
yeah.
like, okay, that's really interesting, but what does that mean? Like, how significant is that? So I asked Dr. Google, and she found me a recently published article that was talking about some research in the New York Times. And this research that was done said that the average American knows about 600 people. And I thought, wow, 600 people? I don't think there's a way in the world I know 600 people. So I talked to a couple of my friends and they're like, oh, that's way too low. Way more. I was like, really? Okay, fine. I didn't do the math. I'm just going to pretend that 600 is the right number. Okay, let's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
let's just pretend. Okay, so if that's true, and we go back to our bullseye, here
Yeah.
you are at the center of the bullseye. That first ring is the 600 people that you
600
know.
people.
Every single one of those 600 people knows 600 people. That's 360,000 people. Every single one of those 360,000 people knows 600 people. That's 217 million people. It turns out, according to the authors of the book Connected, every single thing you think, feel, say, or do ripples out to 217,360,600 people, just you being you and you showing up.
So here
Okay,
we are. How many people are we
yes,
influencing now? There's you 600 and me 600, right?
yes. And it ripples out from there. But now it gets freaky. Okay, that wasn't freaky. Now it gets freaky. So it turns out when you're having a good day, those 600 people in your first ring are 15% more likely to have a good day just because you are having a good day. And that 260,000 people that you don't think you know, they're 10% more likely to have a good day just because you're having a good day. And that 217 million people that you're sure you don't know, they're 6% more likely to have a good day just because you are having a good day. Now, if you're not having a
Without
good
posting,
day,
without saying anything, just
yeah,
because the
no,
energy that you emanate, right?
it's how you show up. It's a ripple effect that goes out through your social
Yeah.
networks just because you're alive and breathing and being you. But don't worry about it if you're not having the best day because that's not as contagious. Nobody wants it. It's kind of like dodgeball, right? Everybody's like, no, no, I want to go there. No. So the good day is very contagious. The bad day, not as contagious. And remember, when you're not feeling it, you're connected to 217,360,600 people who can lift you up. Okay? You're not alone. Your energy's connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking yesterday, I had a gathering with friends, and we were talking about the positive effect of meditation. And when people get together to meditate for peace, then regardless of where they are, like together on Zoom or together in the same room or together around the world without even being on Zoom together, like the effect that has is like it's the same as what you're mentioning, right? Like if we all think about creating peace and love on earth during a certain amount of time together, then that's the same thing you just explained. It's the ripple effect. It's
Mhm.
the influence that we have over the people that are close to us and far to us that allows us to make a difference in the world. So
Absolutely. I love the books by Lynn McTaggart. And one of my favorite is called The Power of Eight. And she talks about something called an intention group. I put together my own intention group because I thought it was so powerful. And the idea is you come up with an intention, and it can be for a specific person or it can be for everybody, like world peace, like you were talking about. And you hold the intention for 10 minutes. So what you do is since I'm the host, I read the intention at the beginning and then wait for 3 minutes, read it the second time, wait 3.5 minutes, and read it the last third time. So the first time you're bringing energy in and you let your imagination run wild on what this looks like. The intention is now the new reality.
mhm.
And so it could be bubbles, it could be lightning bolts, it could be whatever comes into your mind, whatever. The second time you hear the intention, you pull it from your mind down into your heart and you
Mhm.
surround it with extra love and you let your imagination go wild again. Just have so much fun with this new intention, this new reality. And then the third time, you gently, softly, lovingly send it out.
Hmm.
And your job is not to insist that people accept it. Your job is to give it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Free
we
gift.
saw some incredible things doing this intention group. I
Hmm.
kid you not. Very early on, when the group started, there was a woman who had a daughter who was trying to get pregnant, and they tried IVF several times. She was on her last go with IVF. It wasn't going to happen again. So we held an intention that she would have a safe, easy pregnancy with a vibrantly healthy baby. A few months later, we got to see the baby bump, and a few months after that, we met the baby. Yeah. We've seen people in the hospital recover much more rapidly
Yeah,
because your energy really makes a difference.
yeah, it does. It does. We have such a great, powerful receiver and transmitter, right? Like people don't realize that. And that's why I always tell people be careful what you tell to yourself. You know how we do something and it's like you drop something, so oh, I'm so stupid. It's
Uh-huh.
like, oh, you just tell yourself you were stupid right now. No, you're not stupid. It's like, oh, I made an accident. Okay, that's fine. I made an accident. I made a mistake. It's okay. It's okay to make mistake and have a little accident, but you're not stupid. You're not, you're not this, you're not that. The more you focus on the things that you don't want to have in your life, well, the more you'll have of it, because the computer is like, hey, lack of money. Okay, lack of money. Okay, I'll bring more of that. I'm tired to have lack of money. Oh, well, okay, lack of money. We're calling lack of money.
Yep.
But if you say,
It's
hey,
very
I'm excited
simple.
to have more money in my life, it's like, hey, more money, more money. Okay, let's go get more money.
Hmm.
So it's
It's
very important to the way we talk to ourselves, the way we think about other people too, right? That goes exactly with what you're saying. Where if we wish heal, to other people, bad thing to other people, well, that's not nice, like it's bad energy that we're sending out, and it's better just to send love all the time, I think.
Well, the thing that's so beautiful about the intentions and holding intentions for others, what you give is what you get.
Yeah.
And that happens all the time, whether you're doing an intention group deliberately or you're on your own. So
Hmm.
when you're sending bad vibes to somebody else and you're saying, man, I really don't like that person and what a jerk, you're actually talking about yourself.
Yeah.
You think you're talking about somebody else, but you're not. You're talking about yourself,
But your
and your
brain's
mind
listening,
views it
right? Yeah.
as you,
Yeah.
and your mind takes that on. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you talk karma, you'll get
Yeah.
karma. If you talk dharma, you'll get dharma, right? Like you'll get the
Very
positive. If you
true.
talk positive, you'll have more positive. If you talk negative, you'll have more negative, for sure.
Yeah, I discovered that words have incredible power. Incredible power. I'll share a little story with you if you don't mind,
Yeah, go
Denise.
ahead.
Um, during my stroke, I felt like I was in a Niagara Falls of love, just this deep, intense, rich, overwhelming, loving experience. Nothing like I've ever experienced before. And I've had a really great life, but then beyond, right? So I
Yeah.
come out of it, I'm going, wow, I want to order more of that, please. Yeah, I'll have a double dose of that. And I couldn't figure out, so how do I make that kind of connection
How can I
again?
do that again
So I
without having the stroke?
exactly forget the stroke. I just want that, the quick order me up, one of those. Beam me up, Scotty. And so I started doing all this research. And how do you make that connection? How do you get that going? And everybody said, allow.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to allow. You have to allow yourself to receive and allow you to. I was allowing my little heart out, and I would get dribs and drabs that felt really good when something would come through. But honestly, it felt a lot more like a partially plugged up watering can than Niagara Falls. This was definitely not Niagara Falls. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is not working for me. So finally, I was sitting in meditation and I asked the divine, I'm like, why isn't this allowing thing working for me? Because I'm really, really allowing. Why isn't it working? And the word I got back, I immediately got this message. What is the image that comes to mind when you think of the word allowing? And I instantly saw myself behind a door with a chain on the door. And I'm very anxiously, nervously peeking out the door at the divine. And I want to be able to slam the door at a moment's notice
Just
because I can't control it.
Yeah.
And I realized that for me, the word allow is a mind word. And my mind is all about control and systems and processes and guarantees and being able to duplicate everything. And it was really putting a damper on my relationship with the divine. And I'm like, well, that's not what I want. I want an open, loving, total access all the time kind of relationship with the divine. So what would be a good word that would really illustrate the relationship I want? And I thought about it for a while. And I finally realized welcoming. Welcoming the divine, welcoming blessings, welcoming contribution, welcoming everyone I meet, because I don't know what blessings are coming. And when I welcome them, I get to receive them. But when I try to control them, no, I often don't receive them. I often don't even see them.
Allow is like the mat at the entrance, right? It's like, welcome, welcome to my house, welcome to my life, welcome to my surrounding, my universe, welcome to everything I have to receive. Like I'm receiving with open arms.
Exactly. I took that door off the hinges and tossed it. I don't need to protect myself from the divine. The divine loves and adores you and wants you to be so happy and so successful and really enjoy your life. And that's what we're here to do. Your life is a journey of abundance. That's why I call everything I do the abundance journey.
Yes. So what is the fastest way to create abundance in one's life?
I will tell you, there's a simple 5-step system that I use, and you got a chance to see it when I had you on my show, the Abundance Journey podcast and video show. You were brilliant. Absolutely love everything you had to say. But I do a segment at the end of every show called Activate Abundance, and there are 5 simple steps. I would love to have you do this all the time. I mean, do this when you talk to yourself as well as when you talk to somebody else, or when you're about to go into an experience or work on a project. You can do this. Okay. Step 1 is gratitude. Be grateful for the opportunity that's in front of you. I'm so grateful that I get a chance to connect with Denise again. She's awesome. I love this woman. I love where she comes from. I love how she shows up. Yes, absolutely. Soul sisters for sure. So the first step is gratitude. And I don't know what's coming. And frankly, I don't care. It's like I've got a massive pile of presents. And it doesn't matter what order I open them in. It's all good. So why wouldn't I be in gratitude and excited and delighted? Absolutely. It's all good. That's what we're talking about, right? Okay. So step 1 is gratitude. Step 2 is acknowledge something you notice that is like, wow, that's really cool. So I love how Denise is acknowledging it's all good. And literally, it truly is. Everything in your life is designed to enrich and uplift you. Everything. It's all designed to get you to lean in with love and expand the divine, because you are the cutting edge of the divine. You're how the divine expands and grows. Okay. So when you're willing to step into the unknown and acknowledge that everything is good, even though I don't know exactly how it's good yet, but it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Everything shifts for you. So
Yeah.
step 2 is acknowledge something that really makes a difference for you. Step 3 is appreciate the kind of difference it can make for you. Because frankly, once I started stepping in, welcoming everything, I wasn't afraid anymore. I didn't have to control everything
Yeah.
anymore. I was able to just show up and be my real, goofy, ridiculous, silly self and be comfortable being who I am. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
If my style doesn't appeal to somebody, that's fine. They
Yeah.
can find somebody else they can relate to. But if you feel me and you feel how I'm showing up and you know my sincerity and my desire to serve you, that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the difference that that mental outlook of it's all good does for my life because it allows me to show up real, authentic, myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that is when I'm in my highest power. That is when you make the biggest difference for people. Okay. So step 3 is to appreciate the difference it can make in your life. Step 4 is to activate abundance. And you have 2 options here. So option 1 is to have a trigger for yourself. So that could be like, remember to pull on your ear when you're going into something, standing in a power pose for 2
Yeah.
minutes to build your
Yeah.
confidence, whatever it is for you. So for me, that it's all good, I have a little question that I ask that really brings this home for me. And I ask this question when things are going great and when things are not going so great. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. It works all the time and it uplifts everything. So the question that I ask, my trigger that I use, how can it get even better than this? How can it get even better than this?
So
I
that
learned this
implies that
question.
it's already really good, right?
Exactly. I learned this question from Deborah Poneman. She teaches Yes to Success. I love this question because it is acknowledging that it's already great and I'm ready for even more.
Yeah.
Feel free to bring it on. Bring it on, baby. So it gets me in the zone, right? So that's my trigger that I use to activate abundance. Now, the other way that you can activate abundance, and it just depends upon what you're activating, you actually pull out a calendar and you put it on your calendar, you schedule it. But since I want to live it, I want to use a trigger to live it instead of a specific time to do it. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
step 4 is activate abundance. Step 5, celebrate your progress. Be excited about how much progress you're making in your life because it's not like, oh, this morning I had the idea I would have a New York Times bestseller, and this afternoon, hey presto, I have a New York Times bestseller. No,
It
that's
doesn't
not
work
how
that
it
fast.
works. No, there are baby steps. And what
Yeah.
you have to focus in on is your progress.
Yeah.
Focus in on what you've accomplished so far and how you feel about it and celebrate how you feel. Because when you're in that up space, that space of celebration and possibility, that is when you're acknowledging and grateful to the divine for all the blessings that are already in your life, for all the abundance that is already present for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is when the divine gets that signal. Oh, she's ready for more. Send it on in.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's a really good system. So I hope you guys took notes and we'll remember all that because that was gold. So when the recording's finished, you can go back and take notes, like it's absolutely powerful what you just said there. And I want to go back a little bit. I see that you have done a TEDx speech. So tell me a little bit
Yes.
about that.
Yes, I did a TEDx talk. It's called Abundance is a Choice. And really, it's talking about the difference between a poverty mindset and an abundance mindset. And the challenge that so many people have is if you're just facing the world by default and you're not paying attention, you're not aware of what you're doing. It's like you're saying, I'm going to allow it. You're sitting on your couch waiting for abundance to show up, and you say, yeah, I'm allowing. Hello.
Yeah,
Feel
yeah,
free to bring it. Anybody, please. Yeah, that's more of a victim mentality.
yeah,
And you're not serving yourself and you're not serving humanity or the divine at the level you are able to serve.
yeah,
And instead, when you have an abundance mindset, you're opening yourself up for everything you want in your life. Yeah, it's really powerful. So far, I have over 280,000 views. And my goal is to reach 10 million because I really want people to understand that abundance is a choice. And there are
Yeah.
two different things that you control. Two things you control. The first thing is your intention. Your intention is how you want to feel. And I'll
Hmm.
tell you right now, if your intention is only about you and how you win and everybody else, you could care less what happens for them. No, you're
That's
stuck
not
in a
going to
poverty
work out.
mindset
Yeah.
and you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to get the abundance you want. When you have the intention of really making a difference for people and showing up for people and being your authentic self while making a difference, you know that when you give is when you receive.
Hmm.
So you show up with that deep desire and commitment to serve,
Yeah.
everything shifts for you. That's the first thing is your intention. Your second thing is your attention. Your attention is what you focus on. And you can either focus on all the things that are not working for you in your life, which immediately drags you into a poverty mindset,
Yeah.
or you can focus on the things that are working for you. And I know there are times when it's really hard to find something, anything that's working for you.
Well, you're alive. It's already a good thing. There's always an
Exactly.
option to make some changes when you're alive.
Exactly. Exactly. And you're connected to 270,360,600 people. How can it get even better than this?
Well, that's pretty amazing, and it's such a difference because I work a lot with the mindset, as you know, right? That's why we had such a fantastic talk, and we are the creator of our life. If things are going wrong, you created that, and if things are going right, you created that. So always go back to yourself whenever there are things that are not the way you want and say, how can I make things differently, and take responsibilities for everything that's in your life, the good and the bad, because you created it one way or the other. Like people say, yeah, but if I have a car accident, and somebody hit me, I didn't create that. And then my answer to that is that, yeah, you chose that route that day. You chose to drive on that road, right? You chose to go in that direction. You could have taken another road. There's always multiple roads. So when you look at it in that sense, it's like, or maybe you were not paying attention 100%, right? Maybe you were looking ahead, but you didn't really pay attention, as we're being learned when we take our driving license, to always have peripheral vision. And maybe you didn't do that because you're so used to driving, right? So
Well,
there are different things that, like, that are causing us to get into situation. But once you take power and say, I am responsible, and I don't put the blame on, it's not my fault. Each time you say it's not my fault, you're like, you're going down, because it is your fault, the good and the
well,
bad.
could I share a little secret sauce with you?
Of course.
Okay. This is going to make a huge difference in your life. It really will transform everything. So, the first thing, when the stuff hits the fan, and it does
Yeah,
periodically,
it does. Yeah.
we naturally, as human beings, go, rats! That's not what I wanted. Right? So, allow yourself a little tiny bit of freak out time. Okay. Just
Hmm.
whatever you're feeling, own it. Own how you feel. It's
Yeah.
real, it's information for you, and you should own how you feel. Okay. That's step one. Step two, recognize that it's a sign you graduated. Oh, the divine sees how expanded you've become. And so they've put you deliberately into a situation where you have the opportunity to lean in with more love and bring more love to the experience for yourself and for others, to notice the opportunities for growth and abundance that are hidden in this experience, and to collaborate with other people to increase the amount of love that's present. That is the purpose of every single challenge and conflict that you've ever had. You
Hmm.
graduated. The divine believes in you so much and is so excited for you and so happy about you, so proud of you. They can't wait for you to step in and be your true self. They are on the sidelines cheering you on. They can't wait for you to rise up and be who you truly are. Step
Yeah.
in with the brilliance that you are. So no, it may not be entirely your fault that there was an accident. It was deliberately, divinely designed to give you this opportunity to expand and grow. And you know
Mm.
what? In your core, it's what you want because you are that beating heart of the divine. And it's so funny because people think, oh, well, the contraction part, that's not good, right? I'm not expanding anymore. But have you ever been to the shore, to the ocean, and seen a wave and how it starts to pull back and it's gathering all this energy and it's gathering all these resources and it's gathering and it's gathering and it's gathering and then finally it folds over and creates this big impact?
Mm.
Well, that's what you get to do sometimes too.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
get to grow, right? It's all part of the process. It's all part of your beauty and what you contribute.
Well, if your head didn't blow up right now, people listening, I mean, but I have to put you on the spot here a little bit because not everybody believes in the divine, right? So how would you, like, somebody that listens to you and say, well, yeah, well, whatever, the divine, I don't believe in the divine, right? So how would you make it so that they are agreeing with you, quote unquote, right? Like, I mean, they don't have to, but how would you make it so that people can relate it more? I could put it more this way. How can you make it so that people can relate to what you're saying,
Sure.
and if they don't believe in the divine, for example?
So you have kind of two alternatives, right? You can choose to be tight and closed off and be right. Like, this is my way of thinking about things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the structure I have. This is the religion that I believe in, or I don't believe in any religion. And I'm not going to let anything in that doesn't meet my criteria and my belief system. And this is it. This is all I'm open to. And this is all I can receive because this is all there is for me. Well, one of the messages that I received is that whatever you believe is true for you, not for anybody else, just for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really important to pay attention to the declarations that you're making because, sure, you don't have to use the word divine. Use whatever word works for you. The concepts that I share apply to everybody, whether you are religious or not,
Mm-hmm.
spiritual or not. It's kind of like gravity. And my goal is to help people understand what is really happening behind the scenes because let's look at it this way. You could have that traffic accident and you could be really upset because now you've got to get your car fixed and you don't have money to get your car fixed. So your insurance is going to go up and that's a real hassle. And you've got important places to be. And now you don't have transportation for a while and you're going to have to talk to your significant other and they're going to give you all kinds of hell for it. And you can spiral yourself down into
Mm-hmm.
that space where
Yeah.
you're really unproductive. Frankly, it cuts off your creativity.
Yeah, of
And
course.
science shows they've done all these studies and they've done actually fMRI, I think it's fMRI, where they evaluate the human brain while
Okay.
different things are going on, different
Yeah.
stressors. And they see how it closes down the creative sides of the
Yeah.
brain. So you're less creative, you're less innovative, you're less able to problem
Of course,
solve.
like, you become narrow focused, right? In a sense, like,
Yeah,
you don't see what else is out there. When you see that, when people get really, really angry and stuff, they can't, they're you can see the funnel creating in front of them, and there's nothing else. It's just that negative thing that really annoys them, right?
it's
And
tunnel vision.
yeah,
And frankly, all of that comes from that need to be right
yeah,
and be in control of everything. And, you know, no harm, no foul. You do whatever you want. You do you, right? And understand that when you really want an unprecedented level of abundance in your life, it's time to open up and welcome in some new concepts and new ideas.
hmm,
Because until you expand your internal ability, you're not going to be able to receive on the outside.
yeah,
What we see in the world is a reflection of what is unseen in ourselves.
hmm, hmm,
So if
of
you don't
course, of
like your
course.
external world, there's something going on inside where your beliefs are
We're not
shutting you
accepting.
down and
Absolutely.
preventing you from experiencing what you
Yeah,
want. Sorry,
yeah.
Denise.
Yeah, it's all good, and people can call it however they want. They can call it universe, they can call it, ether, they can call it, whatever works for them. But it's just to be open, to be welcoming. I love the word welcoming. Is to be welcoming to all the good that is out there, that is just waiting for you to open your arms and welcome it with, open arms and open heart, and giving your heart also to others, to back and forth, right? I mean, it's like, I don't like the saying is like, give and get, or get and give, or whatever.
Hmm.
And for me, I love give and receive, right? you
Yes.
don't you don't get from other people, you
No.
receive, you choose to
Hmm.
receive. And because people choose to give, I found that get is more like you take it, right? Like two little kids playing together, and, no, I want that toy, like,
Hmm. Hmm.
it's more like aggressive. I love receive and give and receive. It's more open. It's more welcoming, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Exactly.
So tell me, how can, I'm sure a lot of people listen to this and they say, "Oh my goodness, I need to talk with her." So what can people do to talk with you?
Well, I'd love for people to visit my website,
Okay.
theabundancejourney.com. And that's a great place to check out all the different things that I'm up to. You've got links there to the podcast, which is called The Abundance Journey Podcast and Video
And our
Show.
podcast will be there
And
soon.
yes, Denise was brilliant. So you definitely need to check that out. And I also have my 6-week course coming up very soon. It's also called The Abundance Journey. And so, yeah, that's starting on January 19th. So if you're
Oh, wow,
interested
great.
in,
So you got to go check it out
yeah,
right now. Oh my
yeah, it's
goodness.
perfect timing because this is the opportunity for you to see behind the scenes what's really going on. Here,
Yeah.
you think you're playing a game of Twister, and Twister ties you in knots, and it can be fun, but you're bumping into people and falling over a lot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If only you knew how to play the game more effectively, where, yeah, you can actually have way more fun, get a lot more done in less time, and live an incredible life while making a massive difference for others.
Hmm.
Everything is there for you. Everything.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. And I think you have a gift also for people.
I do. I do. And I know that you've got a link that you can share with everybody. And I so appreciate you doing that. Yes, my gift is called 5 Steps for Online Abundance. And I really wanted to help you with this because it's still post COVID, but a lot of us are spending more time online doing Zooms
Yeah.
and live Facebook Lives and all this stuff,
Yeah.
which is fabulous. And it's so easy for you to connect with people online and create a collaborative relationship that benefits everybody.
Mm.
Absolutely everybody. I mean, that's what we're trying to do right now, Denise. We're trying to benefit your audience and
Of
my
course.
audience and
Of course.
everybody we know. We're trying to ping that 217,360,600 people on both ends.
It's
Yeah,
like domino effect, right? You push one and it's like
exactly. Exactly.
fantastic. Well, that's great. So, oh wow, it's such a pleasure to talk with you today. And I mean, do you have any one last thing you would like to share with people before we go?
I think the most important thing that I really want you to own, I really think it's important for you to know you are hugely blessed. You are so blessed and so loved, and you are an incredible blessing. We
Mhm.
are so lucky that you're on the planet right now because you just showing up and being you and your willingness to step in to the unknown and bring love with you. Wow, you are lighting things up like you can't imagine. You're in exactly the right place right now for incredible abundance in your life.
Wow. I saw fireworks. Thank you, Elaine. It was such a pleasure to have you as my guest. I hope many people will take advantage of, your gift and looking for your course and everything that you're creating, because we are abundance. We are here, and people are talking right now. The last couple weeks, and here in Canada, we had like high inflation rate for our mortgage and for everything. and people are saying, oh, we're heading into a recession, it's going to be a hard year, it's going to be difficult, everything. Like I just read an article that says there's expect, that life will cost you more as you move forward in the new year. And so people right now a lot are talking about lack and are talking about, not having enough and everything. But there's always enough. And
Mhm.
every time that there's people that go down into suffering and all that, there's a lot of people that are making a lot of money, and there's a lot of people that are abundant and happy and thriving. There's lots of people that made money in the last 3 years, right?
Oh yeah.
Over the fact that a lot of people lost their job and all that. But it's a balance. But you can choose. You can choose which way you want to go. And starting today, use the tool that Ellen gave us and apply that in your life every day. Use it every single day. Go to 5 step, rewind and go watch it and write it down and be grateful and everything else. And your life will change for the better because you can choose to be different. It's a choice. It's not something that will land on your lap just by chance. You have to make that decision in order to move forward and make the changes you want to have in your life.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's why we get along so well.
I know. Every time I talk to you, I'm like, man, she so gets it. She lives it. I love hanging out with this person. Yeah, yeah,
That's
very true.
fabulous. So usually I put my guess away when we end and all that, but I think I just did my conclusion. So here we go. So, Elaine, it was a pleasure to have you here. Those that have listened, please like, subscribe, go on my YouTube channel and like and subscribe. And there's lots of, like, today was episode 73, I think. So for the 72. So here you go, 72. So for the last 72 weeks, so there's 72 video out there for you to watch and to learn from amazing people just like Elaine. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. And until next time, be kind to one another. Goodbye. Happy New Year.